Welcome to this lecture on implementation. By the end of this lecture, and after completing the assigned reading, you will be able to describe the role of implementation in therapeutic recreation program design and service delivery, explain what a program protocol and program plan is and who develops them, explain what a session plan, implementation plan is and who develops them, explain the process and purpose of making adaptations and modifications. Discuss considerations in the selection and modification of activities. And differentiate between the role of recreation therapist, or RT, and the recreation therapy assistant, or RTA, in the implementation phase. The third phase in the TR process is implementation. Implementation is the provision of the programs. It is the action phase in which the strategies developed in the planning phase are put into motion. This is the phase where the individualized intervention plan is carried out. The most important reason for the individualized intervention plan is to ensure consistency. A well-formed plan allows the TR team to strive for similar goals following agreed-upon approaches. The RT creates the individualized intervention plan, and the RTAs, in collaboration with the RT, carry it out. It is in the implementation phase where RTAs have the largest role. An important procedure that occurs during implementation is observing client progress in programs and providing feedback to the client through debriefing following an activity. This happens in three main ways. 1. The RT leads some programs and interventions and observes clients and provides feedback to the clients and to the TR team. 2. The RT observes while the RTAs facilitate programs with clients, then later collaborates with the TR team. 3. While leading programs, RTAs observe participation of clients and report observations to the RT for discussion. Within this monitoring system, recreation therapists regularly chart progress notes to document the client's progress. An important element in monitoring the implementation of the individualized intervention plan is making the plan clear to the TR team. This involves communicating the content of the individualized intervention plan and assigning responsibility for coordinating the client's activities and evaluating progress. Coordination is a key element in the overall success of the intervention plan and requires team members to follow the direction of the team leader, or RT. Typically, some type of printed or electronic communication with information about a client's individualized intervention plan is available on a centralized system such as point-click care. An RT, or RTA team, schedule group activities on a monthly calendar. The intervention plan is made for each resident by the RT, and residents are then encouraged to attend the activities that match the plan. Attendance is then recorded by an RTA manually or on ActivityPro. Intervention plan information is available to staff members through point-click care or similar electronic programs. It is the responsibility of the RT to familiarize themselves with the information shared and communicate regularly with the RT about a client's progress to ensure they are on the same page. Clear communication of the individualized intervention plan and activity schedule provide sources of reference and serve as reminders of the client's program for all staff. Most agencies with RT programs have written descriptions that detail each program offered. These are generally referred to as protocols. A protocol is simply a written description of how intervention and routine procedures are conducted. Program protocols provide concrete information summarizing evidence that illustrates the impact of TR and the likelihood that the program will bring about therapeutic outcomes. Program protocols are also referred to as program plans. The development of these plans is the responsibility of the RT because it's within their scope of practice. There is not a single standard format for protocol development, but there is a common practice or outline used within the field. A program protocol explains the parameters of the program, which includes the goals and objectives of the program, and shows connections with evidence-based facilitation techniques. All members of the TR team who conduct programs should ensure that they are familiar with the protocol information and that their actions are consistent with that information. Be certain their approach with each client is consistent with the approach directed in the client's individualized intervention plan, and continually observe and assess the results of the intervention on each client, as well as the reactions of each client to the program. In the program protocol, the RT specifies outcomes, which are then broken down into client goals with corresponding client objectives. The RT designs a program with general implementation considerations in mind, but up to this point, the implementation strategy has not yet been determined. Every step of the implementation strategy in the overall program plan or protocol is vitally important and must be specified in detail. According to the RT, a particular program implemented in the correct manner should produce the desired results. If the desired results are not achieved, then a variety of factors can be analyzed and changed if necessary. These changes can improve the likelihood of success the next time the program is offered. The program plan, its implementation plan, and the evaluation plan are closely interrelated. Occasionally, programs do not work, not because of their content, process, or objectives, but because the implementation strategy was incomplete. The implementation plan, also called a session plan, is a written description of the general implementation strategy for the overall program. For this lecture, we will use the term session plan. The session plan is general in nature and refers to the overall strategy for implementing the program. In TR programs, the specified goals and objectives are to be implemented in a specific way in order to ensure the intention of the program is in fact the focus of the program. When the program is implemented as planned, it should meet the client objectives and accomplish the program's purpose. The session plan contains information on the following areas: a description of the clients for whom the program was designed, the goals and objectives from the program plan that will be focused on during the session, a description of the staffing requirements, a description of the required equipment and facilities, a description of the number, length, and frequency of the program sessions, explanatory information and details to ensure that all staff will deliver the program in the same manner. The development of session plans is within the role and scope of the RTA. The session plan should be created in collaboration with the RT and always follow the parameters set out by the RT in the program protocol. Another key element of TR is making adaptations and modifications to improve the experience of all participants. Adaptations are considered in the planning phase and again in the implementation phase of the TR process. Making adaptations involves changing materials, activities, the environment, participants, and the instructional strategies so that all participants can engage in enjoyable activities and pursue leisure. Adaptations positively affect individuals' leisure participation. It is important that all members of the TR team possess the knowledge and skills needed to make adaptations and be prepared to accommodate individuals' abilities and challenges. Adaptations are a vital component in effective implementation and inclusion efforts in which we draw on individual strengths and allow participants to learn from each other. Making adaptations to skills, rules, and equipment makes it possible for us to meet the needs of the wide range of people participating in TR programs. It is important that people not be separated from their peers and friends when a program adaptation is needed. We should make adaptations so that everyone participates together, so that we achieve inclusion. When needed, adaptations permit us to meet the varying needs and abilities of the people receiving the leisure services. Although commercially available materials have been developed to facilitate participation in recreation activities, a critical ingredient in promoting inclusion is identifying barriers. After identifying these barriers, we then take on the challenge of making necessary adaptations and promote inclusion by removing or reducing the barriers. There are 5 main areas where adaptations can be made. Materials. We can adapt materials used during recreation to meet participants' needs. Activities. We can change specific requirements associated with learning activities. We can adapt many traditional recreation activities to facilitate more active participation by all individuals. Environment. The environment is another adaptation alternative to facilitate active involvement. Participants. Efforts towards adaptation are focused on participants themselves in order to increase the chance of success. Instruction. It is helpful for us to focus adaptations inward and examine possible ways to modify instructional strategies to teach people about leisure. These 5 areas for adaptations are broken down further and analyzed during activity analysis. Some key considerations and guidelines should be kept in mind when making modifications and adaptations. Keep the activity and action as close to the original or traditional activity as possible. It is not much fun for an individual with a disability to engage in an activity when the new version is too far removed from the traditional one. Modify only aspects of the activity that need adapting. An individual with an intellectual disability may need the rules of the game to be simplified, that is, the cognitive aspects, but may be fully capable of performing the physical actions required. Therefore, there is need for modification to the rules of the activity, but no need for modification to the physical action in the activity. This keeps the modified activity close to the original and helps the individual learn as many aspects of the activity as they are capable of. Individualize the modification. No 2 people with the same disability have exactly the same adaptation needs. By individualizing modifications, they are more likely to meet individual client needs and assist clients in reaching individualized goals and outcomes more successfully. The modification should be as temporary as possible. For individuals to learn skills as close as possible to those of their own peers without disabilities, modifications within activities should be considered temporary. A key element of TR is to help individuals build skills or knowledge towards regular participation in activities and to the best of one's ability. As with all aspects of TR service delivery, it is important to continuously evaluate the effectiveness of adaptations made to materials, equipment, activities, people, and the environment. In consultation with the RT, RTAs should conduct continual observations. When making adaptations to specific aspects of a program, it is important to continually observe the individuals participating in the program. Observations of individuals' participation help determine if the intended goals of the adaptation are being met. Make necessary adjustments. Observations provide the opportunity to discover problems with the adaptations. A slight adjustment to an existing aspect of a program may make the difference between active and meaningful participation and failure. You learned about the CTRA standards of practice earlier in this program, and you know that they are built on the TR process or API process, because it is the foundation of TR. After listening to this lecture, take time to review the CTRA Standards of Practice document and pay particular attention to the Standard of Intervention Plan implementation. When reviewing the standard, pay close attention to the roles and responsibilities of the RT and the role and responsibilities of the RTA. Notice how they are similar, how they are different, and how the 2 work together. In this lecture, you learned about the role of implementation in therapeutic recreation program design and service delivery, what a program protocol, program plan is, and who develops them, what a session plan, implementation plan is, and who develops them, the process and purpose of making adaptations and modifications, considerations in the selection and modification of activities, and the role of the recreation therapist, RT, and the recreation therapy assistant, RTA, in the implementation phase. Thank you for listening.